Good day and welcome to the Origsburg Area Free Public Library Tuesday Story Hour. Today I'm going to read a story called Tissue Please. This is the time of the year when we need to be covering our coughs and sneezes. Tissue Please by Lisa Kopelke. See, he has a tissue there. And the box of tissue, which should be handy nearby. Frog and his friends did everything together. Here they are sitting on a log eating bugs. At recess they played hopscotch and jumped rope together. In class they sat at the same table and studied together. And when they had runny noses they sniffled and snuffled together. Shuffle, they announced as they wiped their noses on their arms. Ahem, Mr. Sage replied. That's not a good idea. After school, Frog and his friends rode their bikes to dance class together. They were practicing for their recital. Frog loved his ballet class. Lately, he had a hard time concentrating. He still had a runny nose, which made it difficult to dance. Snorkel, Frog rang out. When his friends heard him, they remembered that their noses were runny too. Soon the whole class was one huge chorus of sniffles and snuffles as they wiped their noses on their arms. Miss Tutu was so disgusted, all she could say was, yuck. At home, Frog was enjoying his dinner, potato bug soup with fish crackers. He was in the middle of a big slurp when he realized he needed to sniffle. Sure, Frog started. That's not polite at the dinner table, interrupted his father. Frog's mother leaped out of the room and came back with a box of tissues. Please use this instead, she suggested. Frog blew his nose into the tissue and was amazed at how well it worked. His nose felt great. And here is an extra to keep in your pocket, added his father, just in case. It was the day of the big dance recital, and Frog and his friends jumped across the stage in place. The crowd oohed and ahed as they curtain rose. In the middle of his grand plie, Frog's nose began to run again, so he sniffled. It didn't work. Frog was getting ready for a gigantic snuffle when he noticed his teacher was watching him from off stage, and suddenly Frog remembered a tissue. Frog quickly hopped over and took a tissue out of the box on the piano and hopped back into place. He blew his nose and finished his plie in one grand move, waving the tissue high above his head. Frog's friends were inspired, and each one pirouetted across the stage, grabbing a tissue in mid-twirl. And there the tissue are on the piano. Mumford, they blew in loud symphony. Then, one by one, they waved their tissue over their heads, danced over, and flung it into the trash can. Miss Tutu was so proud, all she could say was, "Bravo, bravo!" The audience was impressed, and encore, they yelled, encore. And from that day forward, the dance of the tissue box fairies was the big finale at every dance recital. There he is holding the box of tissue. And there the frogs are together at the end of the day with their tissue box. And that is the end of the story of Lisa Kopelke's Tissue Please. Please come in and get your craft bag of the Tissue Please project. Thank you very much and goodbye.